Welcome to the Shake Up Learning Back to School Conference. I am so delighted to have you here in my session today. My session is called No Coding Necessary, and I am Kim Mattina. And let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been in education for nearly 15 years. I am a technology teacher. This year in September, I will be teaching computer science to middle school students. I am also a co-author with Alice Keeler. We wrote 2 books together. One is called Teaching with Google Jamboard, and the second one is Stepping Up to Google Classroom. I am also the host of The Sweet Talk, which is a show and podcast about connecting educators around the world and paying it forward so that we can all learn and share together. I am also a Google certified trainer and educator, as well as a Shake Up Learning. And today we're going to get started learning about CS First. So what is CS First? Well, according to Google, CS First is an online platform for creating, managing, and teaching the basics of computer science concepts to elementary and middle school students. So, in my own words, CS First is Google's platform for computer science, and it offers a variety of engaging lessons, hands-on activities that will hook all of your students into computer science. And guess what? No coding experience is necessary. You don't need to know coding in order to use this platform. All right? Google wanted to make sure that all teachers didn't feel intimidated by this, so they made the platform very easy to navigate, and they give you a lot of resources, curriculum, and lessons for you to dive into. Students have hands-on activities. They can learn at their own pace. They watch videos, and they can pause, they can stop, they can continue on and learn at their own pace. And it's a free curriculum. So one thing I didn't mention is that CS First uses block-based coding, and the block-based coding environment is in Scratch. So recently, CS First took on a lot of new updates and really benefited the teachers and the students. They listened to everyone's feedback. So recently, CS First incorporated a special version of Scratch just for CS First. So it's called Scratch for CS First. And what that will do is it will automatically save projects. So any project that you're working on or your students are working on in Scratch, they will automatically be saved and they will be shared with the teacher. So there's no hunting down the students for the link. Everything is shared right within your teacher dashboard. And it integrates very nicely with Google Classroom. So if you're using Google Classroom, it's a no-brainer. If you're not using Google Classroom, that's fine too. You can still use CS First and share the link to your LMS. So this screenshot here is an example of Scratch for CS First. And basically, it is the Scratch 3.0 interface, but there are a little things that are different within this interface. So the first thing that you can notice here up at the top is that it says Scratch for CS First, okay? And you'll notice here in the middle of the screen, there's a button called Share it to Classroom, and we're gonna get to that later on. And you can see here that students will be able to sign into Scratch with their account. So this student S profile here is coming from my Google account. So there's no extra steps needed to use for CS First for Scratch. So for teachers, what does it offer? Well, teachers can monitor students' progress right within their dashboard. They can see how far along they got through a project. They can see how long they watched the video for. Like I said before, the Scratch projects are saved automatically. So there's no headache or worrying about if the project is saved. It always gets saved when there's changes made. You can access student progress right within your dashboard. So you can actually get really great analytics on how long a student spent on a project, if they completed the questions or the survey, how long they watched the video, okay? It also connects really nicely with Google Classroom. You have access to all of these wonderful free lessons and curriculum and resources that we're going to get to as well. And a new update within CS First is you can pick whether students sign into CS First using their Google for Workspace for Education accounts or CS First accounts. Students, on the other hand, they get to learn at their own pace. They get to watch the videos, and the videos are short, they're to the point, they can pause them, they can stop them, and they can go into their Scratch project and apply what they learned from the video. Then they can go back to the video and watch it again. All right, so it's very important that you understand that the students will be learning at their own pace. They will be responsible for their own learning. They need to watch the videos in order to learn the concepts that will be applied within the Scratch project. Students will be able to see their own dashboard and see their progress throughout the units. Another nice thing is that students will be able to use either their Google for Workspace for Education account or their CS First account. And this part is optional. Students can share their project, their Scratch project, right within Google Classroom. So that is something that I will get to when we do the live demo. So let's see it live. Okay, so in order for you to get to CS First, the shortcut URL is called g.co/CS First. And you can also Google that as well. And this is the home page. And what I'm going to be doing is first I'm going to log in as a teacher and show you some things as a teacher point of view, and then I'm going to be switching back to a student point of view. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth, and you'll notice which profile I'm in according to the profile icon that's there. And I will point that out to you as we go on. So on the home page, I'm going to click on sign in, and I'm going to sign in as a teacher first. And I'm going to sign in using my Google account. All right, and it automatically brings me up to my dashboard. And this is where I'm going to be able to see all of the classes that I have created in my CS First. So it lists all of your classes here, and you can see I have 2 class cards here. I can access all of my classes here. I can access my archived classes here, my projects, and these are my Scratch projects, and also my profile. And you can also notice up top, I have a curriculum tab, a resource tab, and an about tab. And over here on the right, you'll notice I have a My Dashboard button, and I have a teacher profile. So this is my teacher icon, and it actually says teacher. So that's how you're going to be able to tell the difference between a teacher and a student. So over here in this side menu, I just want to go over it a little bit because it can have some hidden features that you may not be aware of. So the plus sign here will allow you to create a new class. You can join a new class. So if you're a co-teacher, you will be able to join a class, and you will be able to create a new project. So this is the plus menu. The classes menu here really just gives you a list of all of the class cards that are in your dashboard. The archive classes will show you all of the classes that you archive. So when you archive a class, it goes into a special area so that it's not on your main class list. And I do have the option here, if I click on the three dot menu, to restore the class back so that it's active, or I can delete the class. Projects will show me all of my Scratch projects that I created. And in my profile, this is important. This is where you can connect your CS First dashboard to Google Classroom. So if you're using Google Classroom, you may want to do this so that it will make your life a little bit easier. So in the profile, right over here, there is a section for Google Classroom. And it says use CS First with your existing classes from Google Classroom. So I'm going to click Get Started. And I'm going to allow CS First to access it. And once it's connected, you'll see here in this section, it'll say disconnected. That means that CS First is now connected to my Google Classroom profile. All right. Now, obviously, when you connect your CS First profile to Google Classroom, you may want to import those classes from Google Classroom. So what you can do is you can click on the plus sign and you can create a class. And you're going to get this prompt here that's going to ask you which class do you want to import. All right. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on the demo class because this class is already imported. And I'm going to click import. And you can see here that my demo class is listed. Now, what I want to do is I want to go into my archived class and I want to delete this class so that I can import this class from Google Classroom. So I'm going to do a little housekeeping here. I'm going to click on the three dots. I'm going to delete this class. I really do want to delete this class. All right, and it's going to remove it. And you can see that my archived class section is now grayed out. I'm going to take this demo class that I just imported from Google Classroom, and you can see that it says it right here. And I'm going to archive this class. So now I have two classes in my dashboard. So what I want to do now is I want to grab that Shake Up Learning Back to School class from Google Classroom. So I'm going to click on that plus sign. I'm going to hit create. I'm going to select the SUL Back to School Conference class. I'm going to click import. And now you can see that my Back to School Conference class from Google Classroom appears right here in my CS First profile. So it's important for you to know where that connection is, and that's in your profile. Now, when you import the class from Google Classroom, students still need to accept that pending invite. So they need to accept that pending invite. They need to join your class, and they'll be prompted with this message. There's also instructions that you can share to your Google Classroom as well for students to be able to join your class. And you will see that when I go into the student view. So let's just go over some of this class card information. So when you see the class cards here, notice here, this is the title of the class. Okay, here is my class code. Okay, so this class was imported from Google Classroom. This class I actually created manually, so it has a class code here. I can hover over it and copy the link to the clipboard. Right, it tells me how many students are in my class. It also tells me the units that are assigned in this class. It'll also allow me to access the units here by clicking on the clipboard, and I will be able to see the units or the lessons that I assigned to this class. And if I go back to the class card page, the little people icon will give me a class roster or a class list. Okay? There's no students in this class right now. All right. So I just wanted to go over the class card, and just remember the three dots. You can you'll have more options when you see the three dot menu, so you can move the class card up, down, or archive the class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually we're going to create a class from scratch. So I'm going to click on the plus sign. I'm going to hit create. All right, and I don't want to import any classes from Google Classroom. I just want to show you how to create a CS First class in case you're not using Google Classroom. So I'm going to click here, create a class without using Google Classroom, and I'm going to give it a class name. So I'm just going to call this Demo Shake Up Learning 2. All right, I can give the banner a color, and here you can assign how students sign in to CS First. The easiest thing to do is, if you're a Google for Education or Google Workspace for Education domain, I would just simply click on this option here, the first one. If you're not using Google Workspace accounts, or your students don't have them, you can click on CS First accounts, and that option will accommodate students who do not have Google accounts. So you'll end up getting random usernames and passwords for that. So for this example, I'm going to click on Google Workspace for Education accounts, click create, and my class will now appear right here. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is add units, right? So I want to add lesson. And I'm going to go over the curriculum and some resources that are available. You'll see a glimpse of it right now. So I can click on add units here, or I can click on this link here. It doesn't matter, they're both the same. And it comes up to the curriculum. And notice here, it changed me right into the curriculum tab. Okay, so the curriculum is free. All right, and it's sorted out by lessons. So you have 1 hour lessons here, and these lessons give you a brief overview of what's included in them. So this one here tells you it has 2 lessons in it. It's about an hour. It's available in Spanish, and it supports ELA. Okay, and if you wanted to view this, you can click on View. And you'll notice here that it gives you an overview of this unit. Okay, it gives you what the students are basically going to see. So this is a video. This is an area where the students will be creating a Scratch project. The students will take a survey, and then they will wrap up. So this is another video. All right, and it says here about 45 to 90 minutes. This particular component gives you examples. So these examples here are examples of what other students created for this unit. And if you go into the material page, you'll notice here that you can access the Get Started guide. There's lesson plans here. And in these lesson plans, it goes over so much. And did I mention that CS First aligns with the ISTE and the CSTA standards? Oh my goodness gracious. So you have this. Okay, this is a 9-page document that gives you lesson plans, lesson ideas, objectives, goals, activities, what to say, what not to say to your students when you're teaching this unit. Okay, so they really did a great job providing you with the materials. And if I scroll down, I can download digital resources such as a shout out poster. There's stickers that I can download. There's certificates. So if a student finishes this unit, you can download a certificate. There's a class roster track here that you can download if you're using CS First usernames and passwords. And there's a bunch of other things here that you can download as well. Contingency plans, zip files for English videos and Spanish videos. So they really did give you a lot of information just for this unit that you will be able to use with your students, use that lesson plan as a guide to help your students be successful in this unit. So what I'm going to do is I can actually click add to class, and it's prompted me which class I want to add this to. So I'll add it to this demo class, and I'll hit add to class, and I'll hit view class, and now you'll see that that unit has been assigned to my demo class. Okay, so there's a lot in here. Now, if I go back into the curriculum tab and I scroll down a little bit more, these are the 1 hour sessions. And you can see here that the level of each of these units are specified as well. So this figurative language unit is an intermediate level. It's 2 lessons about an hour, and it supports ELA and it's available in Spanish. These are the hour of code units. These are multi-day units, so these may be units that you may build yourself up on and have your students build upon different concepts. You can see here that the storytelling unit is 8 lessons. It takes about 8 to 12 hours, and it's an introductory level. And again, it gives you a brief overview of what is expected of the students in this lesson. I can scroll through here. I have intermediate lessons, advanced lessons as well. So with that said, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. You may ask, what if I co-teach with someone? Well, you can add them too. And what you would do is, as the main teacher, you would go into your class. So I'm going to use this demo SUL2 class. And I'm going to click on the People tab, okay? Now, it says right here, I have no students, obviously, because I just created this class, and I have no co-teachers. So the stipulations for a co-teacher is that the co-teacher needs to have a teacher account. So they go to g.co/csfirst. They create a teacher account using their Google account credentials. They sign in and they hit the plus sign, they hit join, and they type in this code. This is the code that you would give to your co-teacher. Now, once a co-teacher is specified in your CS First class, both the main teacher and the co-teacher have the same functionality. Okay? So keep that in mind. Now, since we're inviting co-teachers, we want to invite students. So you can see here that it can tell students to visit this website. Okay, so I can grab this link, I could copy this link, and if you're not using Google Classroom, you can actually copy this link and paste this link into your LMS system. There are a few ways to invite students, but this is one way of doing it. Another way is to copy this class code, display it on the board, or you can share it. Get back into this. So if I click inside the classroom. You can see I have the class code here. I can share the class code. I can display this on the board. I can copy the URL. I can take that link. I can paste it into my LMS system, email it to the students if you need to, or even put it into Google Classroom. So you can invite students in those ways. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how to join as a student. So I'm going to show you the student perspective right now. Okay. So I am going to actually copy this code here, and I am going to sign out of my teacher account. And I'm going to sign back in, and this is what your students would do. Your students would go to the same website as you would go to, g.co/csfirst. All right, and that URL takes you here. They're going to select a student. They're going to select sign in with Google. Now, because that's the way I created the class, so if you created the class using the CS First accounts, then students would have to sign in using their CS First username and password. And keep in mind, those credentials are random. So I'm going to select sign in with Google. I'm going to select my student from my drop-down list. Okay, and now you can see that when I sign in as a student, that invitation that, because I imported this class in from Google Classroom, that invite was pending. Okay, so as soon as the student signs in, they get prompted to join my demo class. So they're going to click join class. All right, join class, and their class is going to appear right within their dashboard. Okay, so let me go over the student dashboard. So as you can see here up at the top, I'm in a student account, okay, because of my profile picture here. The dashboard button is still here, just like the teacher's dashboard, okay, and when they sign in, they see all of their classes right within this first page here, okay. They can click on the plus sign. They can join a class. Okay, they can create a new project as well. The class option here, the class button here on the left will display all of the class cards. All right, they can archive classes as well to keep their dashboard cleaner. They can archive classes. Projects. The projects are going to show all of the projects that the student created in this Scratch for CS First editor. So they can directly go to the projects page here, select a project, and go right into Scratch for CS First. And then they also have a profile. Okay, so all of these buttons are the same. And you can see here up at the top that they just have a curriculum link. They don't have the other buttons as the teacher has. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in as a student, and I'm going to click on projects, and I'm going to go into one of the projects so that you can see the Scratch for CS First interface. Okay, now this is a nice feature of the update to CS First. Okay, so the first thing that the student should do is when they create a new project, they should rename it, give it a title, so that they know which project is easily identifiable. Okay. Another thing that they can do is if they're creating a project and they want to sort this project out, they can select which project or which unit this project belongs with, so that it's pointing to that unit for them. Okay. And they have this share to classroom button. And this share to classroom button is magic, all right? Because what's going to happen here is students can take this Scratch project and share it right to Google Classroom so that all of your so that you as a teacher can access all of the Scratch projects within Google Classroom if that's something that you want to do. Okay, so again, that's an upgrade and I will show you that in a minute. But again, all of the Scratch projects are saved automatically, so and they're shared automatically with their teacher. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to show you how students can share this project right within Google Classroom. So what I need to do is go back, I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to sign back in as a teacher. Okay, and I'm going to use my demo class here as an example. So what I have to do first as the teacher is I have to go into Google Classroom. So I'm in Google Classroom right now, and here's my demo class. Okay, and this is just a class that I was, experimenting with. So just excuse anything that you see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the classwork page, and I'm going to create an assignment. Now, if as the teacher, if I want to see Scratch projects inside my Google Classroom assignment, this is what I have to do. Because CS First and Google Classroom, they don't sync together. So if you want to be able to check Scratch projects within the assignment in Google Classroom, you have to do this. If you don't want to, then that's fine. You can go right into CS First. But I just want to show you that this interface will share or attach the student project to the assignment. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to put 001, animate a character. And you want to make sure that you give it a title so that it's easily identifiable. Now, the trick here is that you have to give it a due date. If you don't give it a due date, this little trick will not work. So I'm just going to put any due date in here. I'm going to give it a topic. I'm going to create a topic called CS First. And I'm going to click Assign. Okay, and you can see that my assignment has a due date. It appears here in this class. Not a problem. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into CS First, all right, and I am going to log out. Okay, so as a teacher, I logged out. I'm going to log back in as a student, sign in, click on my student account. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on projects. Now, remember, I'm in as a student. And I want to have the students attach their Scratch project in my assignment in Google Classroom. So I'm going to click on the Scratch project. All right, and this is where this button comes in handy. So I'm going to click on this button here. All right, I have to go in as a student. You can see this is my teacher, this is my student. So I'm going to switch my profile to student. All right, now it's asking me as a student, you can see I'm as a student now, which Google Classroom do I want to attach this file to or attach this Scratch project to? So I'm going to click on the demo class and it's asking me which assignment. I'm going to select my animated character assignment and I'm going to click go. And it's prompting me right here to attach my Bear assignment, my Bear project or Scratch project right to this assignment. So I'm going to click View Assignment. And you can see right here, it attached it. So I'm going to click Turn In as a student. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my teacher account. So let me get out of all these. Okay, now I'm as a teacher. I'm going to click on my demo class. I'm going to go to classwork. I'm going to click on my animated character assignment. I could see one person turned it in, view assignment, and there it is. Okay, so if I click on this link here for this student, it brings up my bear project. So how awesome is that? Okay, so you as a teacher can actually come right into the student work tab in the assignment in Google Classroom and click on all of the projects, the Scratch projects that the students attached. That is awesome. And I absolutely love that because it just makes it easier. Okay, so real briefly, what I'm going to do is show you the student perspective of CS First. So right now, I'm logged in as a student. I come to my dashboard. I see my classes. I see that I have some more units assigned to me. So I'm going to go into the CS Period 1 class, going to click on characterization. And as a student, I'll be able to read the overview, and I'm actually going to hit start. And what's going to happen here is it's going to prompt me with a video to watch. All right. Students can read the transcript if they need to. All right. They can change the playback speed of the audio, the video as well here. So that differentiates for students. And when they're done watching the video, I just, oh, I'm sorry. And when they're done watching the video, they click next. And what that's going to do is it's going to prompt them to do the next step. So basically, they have to start their project. So they have to watch the video, open the starter project below, which is right here, and watch the video and choose an add-on that will either make the character move, add a teacher or a friend, or add another object. So I'm going to click on the starter project here, and it's going to open up Scratch for CS First. And the starter projects are basically, some of them are pre-populated with different objects, different code blocks. Okay, this particular one isn't. So what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is give it a name because it says Untitled 1 here. So I'm just going to call this Hero Project. So after you rename your project, you can start working on your interface. So this particular project doesn't have any sprites or anything. So I'm going to click on choose a sprite. I'll just select this person. Okay, and I'm going to put this block in here. I'm going to do this. And we're going to make it move 15 degrees. We'll make it start the sound. And let's see what happens. We'll hit the green. Okay. That's what my program does. Now, what I'm going to do is you can see that it automatically saved it. All right. I can hit the share to classroom if I wanted to. The students can also click on the My Project button, and that should show all of the projects that they created within their CS First profile. All right. So I'm going to go back into Scratch for CS First. I just wanted to show you a couple things here. That's all. I'm not really going to show you how to use Scratch, but this is the Scratch interface that the students would use. So what I'm going to do is go back into CS First, because remember it's shared and it's saved automatically. So you can see that it is right here. And I'm going to go into my unit. All right, and I'm going to wrap it up. All right, and basically I'm going to click next because I want to show you a completed unit. All right, now this particular unit is available in Spanish, so it's actually displaying it in Spanish. It opened up Google Translate in my browser, and that's why you see all of this now in Spanish. All right, so I'm just going to get out of this. How can students actually keep track of the units that they're in? Well, all right, they can actually go into their class dashboard, all right, and they can actually see progress. So if they click on the characterization, I'm in the CS period 1 class, I'm going to click on characterization, all right, and up here at the top, it says lessons and badges. If I click that, it'll expand, and as a student, the student will be able to receive like a badge or a digital sticker, and they will see that there's check marks next to the lessons that they completed. Okay, if I go into another unit, it'll say to do. Okay, and the activities are grayed out with no check marks. So they can go into this lesson and badges area to see like a to-do list of what they need to get done. All right, so one thing that I want to show you as a teacher perspective is to organize your units in your classes. So I'm going to show you here in the CS Period 1 class how you can keep track of your units, maybe organize them, order them in a certain way, so that it's easier for you to keep track of your current units. So as you can see here in my CS Period 1 class, I have multiple units assigned to this class. I have 4 units in here. And characterization unit, I'm done with it. I don't want it to appear here with my current units anymore. So I can actually click on the 3-dot menu. I can rearrange it. I can move it up. I can move it down in the current list, right? But I want to mark it as finished. And when I mark it as finished, it takes it out of the current unit section and it puts it toward the bottom, and it creates a new section called finished units. So you may want to do that, because that way you know that those units are finished and they don't need to be mixed in with your current units, okay? That's just more scrolling that you need to do. Again, what you can do is rearrange these units. So if I wanted to make fashion and design appear first, I can move it up. Some people may want to put it in alphabetical order, or maybe by grade level, or maybe by difficulty level, and that's fine. You can organize it in any way you want. One other thing that I want to show you here is if I click on the 3-dot menu, okay, because I'm in the finished units section, I can move this unit to the current unit. Okay, so it'll basically take it out of finished and make it an active unit. So it puts it back up here with all of the other active units. All right, and I can also remove it. And when I remove it, it will be removed from the details. When you log into CS First, you'll have a curriculum page here, or a tab, and you'll be able to browse through all of the lessons and the units in here. You'll also have a resource tab, and the resources will give you some guidance for distance learning. It'll give you some videos on how you can support your students through distance learning. Teaching materials. These are all materials that you can download or print. You can start with the Get Started guide, the class roster. There's a parent's guide in here as well. Certificates of completion, contingency plans here. Okay. Again, you can see the curriculum here as well. That'll take you into the curriculum tab. You can also order a classroom kit. So the classroom kit is an actual kit that is mailed to you, and they will give you specific information in there. So they may give you printed handouts, printed classroom posters, and stickers, and lesson plans with the free classroom kit, but you have to sign up to get it. It is free. All right. And then if you wanted some professional development on CS First, you can also check out this area here for live workshops. Okay. It's all free for teachers. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today for the No Coding Necessary presentation. I really hope you found it helpful. I really hope that you give it a try. I know I threw a lot of things out there at you, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the link to my presentation and some other links that I refer to throughout this presentation, and probably a little bit more. And I will share that with you in a Wakelet collection. You can also follow me on Twitter at the_tech_lady. Check me out at the Sweet Talk. That is www.thesweettalk.com. Check out my Google for Jamboard book, Teaching with Google Jamboard. Check out my Stepping Up to Google Classroom book as well. Both can be available for purchase on Amazon. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I know I went through a lot and I didn't want to overwhelm you. So please contact me if you have any questions. I'll be more than happy to help you. All right. Thank you again. Bye.